So what is a game that exists in your series that you really wish didn't exist? Kind of like black sheep of your series. Like if you just enjoyed all the Spider-Man movies up until 1 and 2, and then next thing you know they released 3, and you were ashamed to say you liked the franchise. So what game is that what game is that in the series that you guys love for you that when it was released you was just like, you almost was kind of like, hey, don't you play this game? Like, nah, man, I don't do that. I don't play that, man. I don't know what you mean. I ain't never told you that. Like, so, what is that game for you guys? Starting with you, Devin.
So this is beyond fighting games, right?
I mean, if you wanted to, yeah, man.
I have an answer for fighting game, but I'm gonna give my answer for what is the true answer.
Do both. This is a fighting game show, sir.
So my fighting game answer, I'm gonna say, is gotta be Marvel Infinite. Even though I enjoy that game, and I enjoyed it. I think gameplay wise, it was. I think it had some good things going for it, but overall, it shouldn't have been made unless it had more time in the oven. So I'm gonna say Marvel Infinite on the fighting game too. I mean, a lot of people made jokes it looked like a mobile game when it first was announced, and it did look like a pretty polished mobile game. I'm not gonna lie. I just wish that, I don't know what Capcom was on. Maybe they had deadlines or whatnot, but they couldn't have got to the end of the NBC. I was like, you know what? This looks like it's ready to go. They'll love this. The graphics are great. The character roster's dope. This is awesome. The content is here. Like, I don't know. It should have had a little more time. So I even though I enjoyed it, and like I said, playing it, but I know that overall as a full package, it wasn't what it was supposed to be. Now, if I were to say answer to just gaming period, Final Fantasy 13, get it out of here, kick it off the moon, get it out of here. Final Fantasy 13 can kick all of the rocks that you can ever find. Kick it, get it out of here. Final Fantasy 13, bye. Get out of here. 7, loved it. 8, loved it. 9, loved it. 10, loved it. 10 too. I even like 10 too. And a lot of people have a weird opinion on 10 too. But 13, get it out of here. Get it out of here. And that is all.
As far as like fighting games are concerned, you know, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, and I know this might come as a shock to some of you out there. I don't have any fighting game that I've ever played in any series that I've been like, oh man, like nah, man, just get it out of here. Like, you know what I mean? I think like if I had to strain my brain and think of one game, wait a minute. Of course, Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Man, get this man out of here, man.
Come on, man. I will let you be great. Tell me why.
Street Fighter, yo, man. I'm just saying. I tell you what. Back when I was a kid, I played Street Fighter 2, and I was like, wow, man, this is all right. And then I got older, and I started playing the game, and it's like all these like I'm like, all right, great. I'm punching somebody, I throw somebody, and they lose like almost half their health. I'm like, wait, what's going on here, man? And it's like, I'm like, okay, well, you know, this is a cool game, you know, come back to and play every once in a while. But then it's like, yo, man, we need to have like a full-on spot for this at tournaments. I'm like, do we really need a whole spot for Street Fighter 2 Turbo? I mean,
yes.
I mean, yo, there are new games out that are better than Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I'm just saying. Name one. All of them. All the fighting games that are out right now. Almost all of them. You know, oh my God, dude. Even as far as like everybody hates Street Fighter 5, I'll play Street Fighter 5 all day. I will play that game from dusk till dawn. When somebody be like, yo, man, you want to play Street Fighter 2 Turbo? I'm like, get out of my house right now. Get out of my house. You gotta go. Now. Get out now. Like, why would you even say something blasphemous like that to me in my own home? But I would get out. Get out. You've already said all there that needs to be said. Street Fighter 2. I mean, like, you know, it's just like, just in general, it's just like, I'm not saying it's like the worst game ever. Am I saying that it's the worst game ever? No, it's not the worst game ever, but it's definitely my least liked fighting game of all time. And I would say, get it out of here. Nah, man. You can erase that from existence. There's so many other great fighting games that have come out since then. I don't even see the point of even looking at that game anymore. In fact, if Street Fighter could exist without Street Fighter 2 Turbo, just erase it from history, bro. Just erase it. As far as like games outside of fighting games, if I had a game that I could just like, you know what? I would probably say might agree with Devin and say Final Fantasy 13. Mostly because for the most part, it's because Lightning, man. If like Lightning has got to be one of the worst main characters for Final Fantasy like ever. I know they gave her a whole lot of attention in like all three games, like Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 13 2, Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13. When Lightning goes back to GameStop to give the game back, Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13. Like she was just an annoying main character. And I know there's some people out there that like really like Lightning, but I gotta tell you, Lightning is definitely my least favorite character. And I would say Final Fantasy 13. And on the subject of Final Fantasy games, I still definitely 100% disagree with the Purple Sharpie about her saying that Final Fantasy Tactics should be erased from history. That game is a treasure, okay? That is a treasure to the Final Fantasy franchise. That is, how could you?
Bro, you gonna have this show having too much beef, man. You talking about Super Turbo, you calling out the Purple Sharpie and her legion of fans, bro.
Man.
We finna be out of here real fast. We finna get out of here.
Amazing over here saying, I hope a grappler will give Sharpie a big hug. Like he hitting her where it hurts at this point.
Yo, it's like let all of your L's be from 720s and 360s.
And 1080s.
I wouldn't wish that fate on anybody. So I need y'all to know, I thought really hard about this question, right? So when Octavian originally sent me this question, I sat there for a while. And it hurts me that you said Turbo, Super Turbo. I'm a Dawson player. Super Turbo Dawson is kind of busted. That character is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, man. He's a zoner. Why did his throw just take a third of my health? And now I have to guess what side he's going to be on. And how much damage am I going to lose again? Is it fun for you? No. Is it fun for me? Absolutely. So this one it's definitely on the Street Fighter page. Not like mobile games like Marvel Infinite. That is, I uninstalled that. I tried it. It wasn't for me. But I'm gonna let you be great. So my answer, and this one hurts because I really had to think about it. Me and Street Fighter, we have a long lasting history. Like my family, every holiday we put on Street Fighter. We sit in front of the CRT and just vibe. If I had to think of one, and I know I'm gonna rustle some jimmies with this one, get EX2 out of here. Thanos, snap it out of here. So, the reason being, I know I'm upsetting some people. EX2 felt so clunky and so awkward. I sat down and I tried it. I enjoy Street Fighter. I will give any Street Fighter game an honest try. I was at a Big E major and there was a cab for EX2. And I was like, you know what? It's Saturday night. We're all just here having a good time. Let's play some arcade cab games. I seen Dawson on the stream on the screen. I'm like, okay, this is a character I'm familiar with. Let's go. I never played a Street Fighter game that felt so clunky and so uncomfortable. From the moment the game said round 1 fight, I didn't know what to do. All the inputs felt like extremely strict, which is understandable for a lot of old school games. Inputs felt really strict. Moves just felt out of place. Hitboxes felt like they didn't match up. Dawson jumped, and I understand his jump is floaty, but I had enough time to go make me a sandwich and come back, and I still didn't hit the ground. And this was like across the board. I tried like Blair or somebody else. I'm like, why is everybody just floating through the sky? What are these moves? What are What is like these extra meters? What is happening? I felt so out of place. I'm like, am I even playing Street Fighter anymore? This doesn't feel like the don't jump, tech the throw kind of Street Fighter. This felt like you tried to like make kind of like an anime Street Fighter. And I get it. For people who grew up with it, more power to you. That's your jam, cool. For me, playing like Super Turbo, playing Second Impact, playing Third Strike, playing 4, playing 5, I would Thanos Snap EX2. No hesitation.
Didn't also have a command grab in EX?
Yeah.
Which I was like, why would he need a command grab?
I don't know.
And his hands got big like Mario.
Yeah, the boy. He had the big hole, just the boy chop. I'm like, what's happening?
Yo, man. Yo, it's not a question of why. It's a question of why not.